Shalom Shoftim Shin Pei Hey. First of all, it's our first week back here at our home headquarters, Bikuch Cholim of Lakewood. So it's Kedai always to have Hakaras HaTov, to thank Bikuch Cholim for welcoming us back for another Zman, for another year. And aside from just getting back from Eretz Yisrael, from Yerushalayim, we were actually hoping we'd be able to stay there. But we're back here, and hopefully we'll soon be able, all of us will soon be able to go back to Eretz Yisrael together. This week happens to be a very interesting milestone for our Nesivos Shalom Shir. And you know, every year, a couple of weeks after Sukkot, we have our anniversary, and we make a nice anniversary celebration. This year, Baruch Hashem, in another, whatever it is, another 2 months, right after Sukkot, we're going to hit, Baruch Hashem, hopefully our 800th straight week of doing this Nesivos Shalom Shir. We feel tremendous, besides Hakaras HaTov, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is the main thing, but there were two people that were the most instrumental parts of getting this shir kicked off. And one was Yosef Motherpearl, who was the proprietor of the South Side Sandwich Shop, and we still keep the name on the shir wherever we post the shir, South Side Sandwich Shop. And Yosef Motherpearl was the one who invited me to come to his store, and it was a shir that was supposed to last 1 week. We were supposed to just have a Dvar Torah from the Nesivos Shalom 1 week, and now about 790 weeks, straight weeks, Baruch Hashem, without missing a week. This shir is broadcast somehow all over the world, nationally, internationally, different platforms, and it's really Yosef Motherpearl and Leza Hassenfeld from Lakewood Scoop that got me to start saying it, said let's do it for 1 week, and here we are, Baruch Hashem. And this week, Yosef Motherpearl is making Aliyah. He's moving to Eretz Yisrael this coming Tuesday, I believe it is. And we'd like to publicly here wish him a lot of Hatzlacha in this new and fantastic stage of his life. Hopefully we'll visit him, and if Mashiach doesn't come, he'll visit us, but he'll definitely be missed. One of the most definitely unique and, let's put it, the colorful personalities here in Lakewood, Toms River, the security for BMG the last couple of years, someone who's loved by everybody, and he's really going to be missed, and we wish him a lot of Hatzlacha. So thank you so much to Yosef, to Leza Hassenfeld from Lakewood Scoop. Now that people are moving on to different stages, I want you to know that we're always going to remember who started this year off. And let's talk a little bit Parsha now. Our Parsha begins, Shoftim v'shoitrim titem l'cha b'chol she'arecha asher Hashem Elokecha noisein loch. That people you should make a point, dayonim b'chol she'arecha asher Hashem Elokecha noisein loch. And the Nesivos Shalom asks, we know that this mitzvah of appointing dayanim, people to watch over, to, so to speak, quote, police, this mitzvah is a responsibility of the rabbim, the community, Klal Yisrael. You have to appoint shoftim v'shoitrim. So if so, ask the Nesivos Shalom, why does our pasuk here speak b'lashon yochid? Why does the pasuk say titein l'cha b'chol sha'arecha asher Hashem Elokecha noisein loch? It seems that we're speaking to individuals. We're speaking in a singular way. Yet this mitzvah, it's not a mitzvah on any person individually. It's a mitzvah on the rabbim, on Klal Yisrael, that you have to appoint dayanim. So Nesivos Shalom brings down Reb Chaim Vital, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, in the Sefer Nachal Kidumim, also brought down the same Yisoid from the Shloach Kadosh and other Sforim HaKadoshim, and they all say really the same Yisoid over here. And they say as follows, a musar, something that we can learn out of this first pasuk, speaking B'lashon Yachid. And they say that every person has various entrance ways to their body. We know we have sight, right? You look at a person's face, you have sight, you have hearing, you have smell, you have speech. All these different entrance ways to a person's body, you have something of a very, very unique thing here. When you have the sight, the hearing, the smell, and the speech, they all emanate from entranceways to your body. So says the Shlach Kadosh Reb Chaim Vital, the Torah uses a singular lashon here to teach every one of us a lesson. You have all these senses, all these things that you could do. You could see, you could smell, you could speak, you could hear. The Torah is telling us that every one of us has an individual responsibility to guard. You have to be a dayan. You individually have the responsibility to be a dayan and to guard these sha'arim. The Torah is telling us that we have a responsibility to guard your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, to uplift each and every one of these senses, each and every one of these things for avodas Hashem. Because as we all know, there is sight, that's a mitzvah. Sometimes, right, we have sight, that's a mitzvah, and then there's sight, things to look at that are asur. There's shmiyah, there's hearing. So there's hearing of divrei Torah, and this hearing, chas v'shalom, person should hear lashon hara, rechilas, other destructive things, things that can destroy you, that can destroy other people, that can be so destructive. That's when it comes to hearing and to speech. So we have to have our guards up and constantly be asking ourselves, we have to act as dayanim, each and every individual one of us. We have to ask ourselves, what is going on here at this moment? When we're speaking, when we're listening, when we're looking, are we doing the Ratzon Hashem with our she'arecha, with our entranceways, with our senses? Or, chas v'shalom, are we doing to the contrary? Are we speaking divrei Torah? Or are we speaking dvarim asurim? And as we all know, we've said so many times that being an oved Hashem, avodas Hashem, there's no such thing as just like being on the treadmill and being in place. Every second, a person has to be asking themselves, am I doing the Ratzon Hashem right now and going forward? Or to the contrary, am I not doing Ratzon Hashem and therefore I'm going backward? And that is Shoftim v'Shoftim. A Shofet is one who thinks and he contemplates first. And a Shoiter is someone who puts up the necessary guardrails, the necessary gedorim and boundaries to make sure that we never reach that point. We never reach that place. We never put ourselves in that situation where we can, chas v'shalom, fall. And the Torah is telling us that each and every one of us, lashon yachid, Hashem is speaking to us, lashon yachid, that we, every one of us, has responsibility to be both, to be a shofet and a shoiter. And the Torah speaks to each and every one of us. Lach, the Torah, lecha, this Torah speaks to each and every one of us individually. See, V'Shalom brings a Torah's Avos in Parshas Balak. The Torah's Avos tells us on the pasuk. We all know what happened with Bilam. Bilam was riding on a mule. He's riding on an asain, and he's riding, and the asain on both sides of them. The Torah tells us there was goder mizeh, the goder mizeh. There was a fence on one side. Remember, they had to squeeze into a tight area, and then Bilam got all upset at his asain. But what was going on? He was squeezed in on both sides. There was a a fence on one side and a fence on the other side. The Torah tells us, Vatilchis regel Bilam, that Bilam got fakvetched over here. Bilam was hurt. He got squeezed in by both sides, by fences on both sides. Says the Torah Savos, we see from this episode in the Torah, from this statement of the Torah, that we need to learn the lesson to set up Gedarim, Goder Mizeh, V'Goder Mizeh. If we don't want to end up like Bilam, if we don't want to end up falling, we don't want to have we want to extract ourselves from the influence and the koiches of Bilam, then we have to set up a Goder Mizeh, Goder Mizeh. We have to be Shoitrim and Shoitim. Otherwise, Vatilochetz, otherwise we're going to get squeezed in and we're going to end up like Bilam. And the Nesivos Shalom also says another explanation about keeping our watch on the Sha'arim. Says the Nesivos Shalom, very important lesson for Elul. Of course, over here we only speak positive lessons for Elul. Something that you could use, positive, nothing depressing, nothing down. Such a special time of the year when we can work on ourselves. And the Nesivos Shalom says that the Sha'arim of a person also can refer to another entranceway to a person and their personality is the midos of a person. Our midos are our roots and our openings to everything that we think and do. The Rambam tells us in Hilchos Tshuva, Perek Zayin, Halacha Gimel, he says that we need to know that tshuva is not just for actions that we do. Tshuva has to be also for your midos. We all have midos. People have nisyonos of kas, becoming angry, kina, jealousy, running after tigers, running after money, kavod, even excessive, indulging in food, all these different things that are listed off. The Rambam tells us that tshuva is not just for an action, for something you did wrong by action. Tshuva is also for slipping up, and all these kind of midas. People run after kavod, run after money, run after different types of things. And these midas are even tougher many times to rectify and to fix up than the things that we physically did wrong. Somebody goes somewhere he shouldn't, sees something he shouldn't, so it's, in a way, so you just try to stop doing that. But stop doing that action. But when it comes to midas, a person is inflicted with a bad midah of kas. A person gets angry, or whatever, he's running after cover, different things. These are things that are deep-rooted sometimes in people, and they're harder to uproot than any action that a person could do. And the Rambam brings the pasuk. The Rambam says, how do we know that a person has to work on their midos, the sha'arim of a person? When it comes to this time of the year, we always read Parashas Shoftim when we come into Elul. The Rambam brings the pasuk. We know the pasuk. We learn it. We read it on a time of Sibur. Ya'azoiv Rasha Darkoi. So the Rambam says, the Nesivos Shalom says that when the Rambam brings down that pasuk, he says you have to do tshuva on your midos because Ya'azoiv Rasha Darkoi. It doesn't say that a person should leave. He should leave his maisim. It says Darkoi. You should leave your way. That we need to work on the roots. The sha'arim of a person are the roots of a person, and that's your midos. So we come to the Chodesh of Elul now. We have to improve, turn our midos, all of them, into midos toivos. Midos toivos are the start of all things that are good. Let's work on our openings, work on our midos, work on our senses, and with that, we will be Mekayim the pasuk of Shoiftim and Shoitrim Titen L'cha. Hashem is talking to every one of us individually, because every one of us is different. It's not a group. Every one of us has our things that we slip up in, our things that we need to rectify. Shoiftim and Shoitrim Titen L'cha B'chol Sha'arecha. Let's work on all those slowly, each thing on your own. Work on your midos, and with that, we'll be well on our way to doing tshuva and to coming and accomplishing so much in this Elul season.